Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. Briggs and Mortar Heights Facebook Live Tips Tuesday. My name is Michelle Briggs. I'm with Strata, Texas. I always say I am the realtor for you. And who we have with us today is Mike, the travel guy. Woo-hoo! He's the owner. I know, right? I'm so excited. I love to travel. So he's the owner of Cruise Planners American Express. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you for what you're doing for small businesses. It's really appreciated.
I love it. Look, I love to travel. I love that you're with us. I want everyone to be excited as I am about traveling, and I just want them to get a hold of you, right?
Yep.
So why the travel business? Tell us a little bit about that. Why the travel business?
Well, the reason for the travel business, a few years ago, I worked in the high-tech industry and Compaq and then Hewlett Packard, and they started offering early retirement. And I wondered, what do I want to be when I grow up? So I looked at a lot of different things, and I chose this business because I love travel, and also I love helping people. And so that's my why.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm just a little jealous. Just a little jealous because traveling is amazing. And look, right now, I think there's a lot of people that haven't been able to travel. And things are starting to open back up, and I love that. And that was one of the main reasons why I wanted you to be a part of this today, because I want people traveling again, right?
Yeah, and you mentioned that, but travel is changing every single day. I mean, 3 months ago, there was not much happening. 6 months ago, there was nothing happening. And so, but today, most of the all-inclusive resorts are open, but there's different requirements in terms of COVID testing. Mexico requires nothing. Iceland requires a vaccination. A lot of them in between, 48 hours or 72 hours before you have to get a COVID test. And there's now a COVID test required to come back to the United States. But several of the resorts I work with have medical personnel that come to their site to take care of that. So, and from a safety point of view, we went actually to Jamaica in November, and they're cleaning better. We were going to restaurants already, and if you're not going to restaurants, you're probably not ready to travel. But if you're going out to restaurants, I mean, we went to an all-inclusive resort, and they're cleaning better than any restaurant I've been in here. And they're cleaning the rooms better than we clean our houses. And there was a plane ride, but everybody's masked on that. And we happened to take Delta, who at the time, not anymore, but at the time was skipping the middle seats. Right. So, added all those things. And so we felt safer there than we do here. 4 of the 6 dining venues are outdoors. So you got salt air, sunshine. We're walking on the beach getting exercise, and the stress we left on election day, we voted early, and I didn't watch TV all week, so the stress was gone. And so that was awesome. And that's good for your immune system too. Right. But other things are opening up too over time. And the cruise industry, the big, large ship cruise industry, it's still a little murky yet. Royal Caribbean's going to, and their sister company, Celebrity, are actually opening up home ports in Nassau and in St. Martin. And now Viking's going to do that too. But they're going to sail out of there because CDC is still not allowing ships to sail out of the U.S. And so that picture is still a little murky, and some travel in Europe is opening up, but it'll open up more and more as the vaccine spreads out.
Right, exactly. So tell me, what is the biggest travel myth that you dispel on a regular basis?
Well, I give personal service, so I get to know you. I ask you questions about what you like to do. Are you Zen? Are you party? Are you a foodie? And I ask you all those things, and I find something exactly matched to you, and people think, oh, that's going to cost a lot of money. It doesn't. I get paid directly by the resorts, by the all-inclusives, by the cruise companies, by the European tour companies. I get paid directly by them. I'm their outside sales force. And so, if you go directly to them, they take what they would have paid me and they put it in their own pocket, and you're missing out on the personal service. And so it's been sister tested, sister approved. My sister, when I first got in the business, she came to me, she says, we'd really like to use you, but we don't want to pay more. And she came to me with several deals that she found and said, yeah, I can get that for you. Yeah, I can get that for you. Well, we're a Princess Loyalty person and they sent us this thing. And I said, well, give me your loyalty number. I can get you that same thing. And so she doesn't ask anymore. But that's the biggest myth I have to dispel on a regular basis.
And I'm glad that you do. And I'm glad that, I asked you that question, because I do believe that, people, I didn't know that. I mean, I did. I was that person that thought working with you was going to cost more money. And it's, to me, after learning more and having a conversation with you, I believe it's smarter to call you and go, Mike, this is what we're wanting to plan. Like, this is what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily, maybe I'll give you a region, but you visited. I can tell you, I'm a foodie. I love wine. Give me a wine tour. Give me a great restaurant. Give me, and you're just like checking the, making notes. And then you're like, okay, this is it. Right.
Yeah, it is. And if I don't know the answer, there's a network of all the franchise owners and the agents within those franchises that I have access to. If I haven't been there, there's somebody else that has, and I can get direct feedback, and I can make sure you get exactly what you want. Because I'm sure that people know this, but you go on the internet and every resort looks the same, right? They're all shiny. The $1,000 one is, the $10,000 one is, but there is a difference, but you don't know that from what you see on the internet.
No, not at all. Right. So it's the Google.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I'm sure there's people that spend hours and hours and hours planning and searching for their next travel destination when they really should just call you.
And they should call me, but there are also those people that just absolutely love that process, right? They want to dig into it, they want it, and they know exactly what they want to do. It still makes sense for them to book with me. I mean, if it doesn't cost them any more, if they book a cruise, for example, in the Mediterranean or something, and they're waving goodbye to their cruise ship because their watch switched to local time, or they were using their cell phone, and the cruise ship left on cruise ship time, because they're not always the same.
Right.
Instead of ruining your vacation, you make one call to me and I say, go have lunch. It may cost you some money, but I will figure this out and I will get you taken care of. Go have lunch. Don't worry about it. Don't ruin your vacation.
I tell you what, I was born in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. I was raised in Texas. I went back to St. Thomas in my late 20s and I spent about 3 years there. And I'm telling you, there were people that missed that cruise ship on a regular basis. It was crazy. I wasn't in the industry. I had to, I didn't have anything to do with that, but I heard the stories, and they had to catch the plane to fly to, St. Martin.
Yeah. And I have not actually personally seen that happen, but I've seen it happen on YouTube videos. I've got a network of agents that I talk to, and there's all sorts of stories for all sorts of travel mishaps. There's one time when I had a customer there, they were expected to get picked up in Rome on the way back from a trip, and the driver wasn't there. And so they called me, and they had tried the local numbers, and that wasn't working out. So they called me, and I was able to get through to my contacts in Rome. They hooked me up with the driver. They actually gave me his cell phone number. So I have my traveler in one ear and the driver on the other ear, and they're both in the same place, right? Both in the same place. They're just not finding each other. So I'm trying to connect them from Houston, Texas, when they're both in Rome. So what are you seeing? What do you see? What's the road number? Okay. So, but I got them hooked up. But the thing is that, I am there for that, and sometimes it's early in the morning. That was early in the morning. Yeah. But, I tell people, I says, if you got the wrong size car, that's probably not a travel emergency. It's probably not a reason to wake me up at 3 a.m. But like I said, if you're waving goodbye to your cruise ship, give me a ring. Maybe ring me up twice to make sure I wake up. But,
Oh my gosh.
But I'll take care of it for you.
I can only imagine the stories that you
Oh,
guys
there's
share
all
with
sorts of
each other,
stories.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to reintroduce us. My name is Michelle Briggs. For those of you who are just tuning in or watching the replay, Michelle Briggs, Strata, Texas. This is Mike the Travel Guy. He is a franchise owner of Cruise Planners American Express. I want to make sure I get that right. We talked about his why, like why travel. We talked a little bit about the industry, what's going on right now in the world, and the dispelling the myth that he does not cost you any additional money to plan your trip. He is paid by the resorts, by the cruise lines. It doesn't cost you anything. So I want you guys, the call to action, every Tips Tuesday, I have a call to action. So below, hashtag travel, just hashtag travel below, and Mike the Travel Guy will get a hold of you. And it's just have a conversation, see what's out there, let him get to know you so he can cater that trip to your needs. And with me saying that, what is your niche?
Yeah, well, I call myself in addition to Mike the Travel Guy, I'm your concierge of travel. So, I live 80 miles from a cruise port. I live a 4-hour flight from Cancun and the rest of the Caribbean. So I'll always book a lot of all-inclusives and cruises. But what I want eventually 80% of my business to be is the road less traveled. And that includes luxury and adventure. I mean, adventure is things like Galapagos, it's like Antarctica, safaris, terracotta warriors in China, and dozens of other places. But luxury is river cruises, sandals resorts, there's a ship that actually combines both, and that's there's one ship that's got, they call it a billionaire's yacht that you don't have to be a billionaire to be on, but it's got 2 6-person helicopters on board, and it's got a 6-person submarine on board. And so they can go down 900 feet. So, talk about whale watching, you can watch them from underneath the ocean, but it's also an icebreaker rated, so it can do the Northwest Passage. It's opulent. I mean, despite the fact that it's only got 200 to 228 guests, depending on their itinerary, because when they go to the polar regions, they have less.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, but it's got 10 dining venues, and they're all incredible. And so, it's, and also, if you want to book a jet for your trip, I can do that too.
Very nice. Very nice. My husband, when he proposed to me, he said, I would like to our honeymoon to be a European river cruise. And I was like, our what? And he asked me to marry him. So it's kind of funny that you say that, but yes, one day we will be there.
Did you go?
No, we went. No, we went to Fiji.
Okay. Well, now that you mention it, and we are giving away a free river cruise for 2.
Oh.
On AMA Waterways, and I'll say it, but you can put it in the link if you want. It's www.ibookdreamvacations.com and /contest.
Okay, I will make sure we put that below.
Yeah, and it's with AMA Waterways, which is our favorite river cruise of all time. River cruising is our favorite thing to do. This picture behind me is off of our Rhine River cruise, but we did Paris to Normandy, Paris, of course, and then Normandy is just an emotional experience.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one story from that. Our tour guide in Normandy always talks to her travelers, and she said one time I couldn't get somebody to engage. And she said then she found him later on the tour, and he was on the beach, and he was smiling and he was crying. And Normandy has that effect on people when they go there for the first time. And so she asked him, is this your first time here? And he said, no, it's my second. My first time was June 6th, 1944.
Wow.
And so he saw the blood red water. He did all those things that you have to do in war. And he said, standing here on the beach, it's a little resort town now, kids playing on the beach. He says, standing here on the beach for the first time in my life, it was all worth it.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and you get those experiences when you go on tours in Europe. And it's just, I mean, and so anyway, river cruising is our favorite thing to do. Our favorite one is actually the third one, and that's the Danube, where you go through Eastern Europe, just
Right.
because of all the architecture, because for the longest time, we've never been able to go to Eastern Europe, right? So,
Tell you, hashtag travel. Those of you that are watching, hashtag travel. We'll get Mike, the travel guy, to get a hold of you. And, you know, in really thinking about that, again, we kind of mentioned, we talked a little bit about the travel industry and, you know, what it's looking like. And you hear me hesitate because I think there's so many people that are still afraid.
mhm.
And like you said, if you're not going to dinner, then you're not ready to travel. And can you share a little bit more about what the travel industry, like what it looks like right now?
Yeah. And so, all-inclusive resorts, it's interesting. There's a lot of pent-up demand. I mean, I have a presentation I do. I'm going stir crazy, get me out of here, that I give. But it's right now, I was booking people for Memorial Weekend, and some of the most popular resorts are sold out
Wow.
in Cancun. Um, in the month of May, I was booking people for the Dominican Republic, and there wasn't any more nonstop flights available. And so it's the all inclusives are going gangbusters, and you know, try to drop a travel tip is that buy now, because there is so much pent up demand. We're all going stir crazy. We all want to go on vacation, and we're not sure when it's safe. But if we wait until it's safe, the prices are going to go shooting up because there's so much demand. The cruise lines have been canceling and providing future cruise credit for everybody for a long time. Same thing with the tour companies, same thing with the all-inclusives. And so there's a lot of travel credit around, and everybody wants to get away. So put down, schedule it now, even if it's for 2022 or even 2023. Put the money down now. A deposit means that your price cannot go up. However, if you get a refundable deposit, if the price should happen to go down, I think that's unlikely at this point. If the price should happen to go down, we can rebook. So you're really not out the money, and you have something to look forward to.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So yeah, exactly. I think that is in itself is a great tip for a Tips Tuesday. I always say we always give a tip on Tuesday because it is Tips Tuesday, is to buy now.
Mhm.
Right?
Yep, that's right. That's what I'm telling people, and it's become true. The all include for Memorial Day weekend versus 2 weeks before that, for the same 5-day trip, $2,000 more. Yeah,
Oh
because
my gosh.
I was quoting it for people, and they could take one less day of vacation if they went on Memorial Weekend, and it was $2,000 difference. So
Oh my gosh. We do have to book now. Listen to me. I'm going to talk to my husband when we get
there you
off
go.
here and get that planned out. I tell you what, I love it. All right. So this was a great conversation. I could talk to you for the next hour. We are at the end of our live. You guys, again, Michelle Briggs, Strata, Texas, Mike the Travel Guy, hashtag travel below. I always ask you to follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. We always do the Tips Tuesdays, the first, second, and third Tuesday of the month. Starting April, we are going to be doing a fourth Tips Tuesday, and it's going to be called Listings, Loans, and Lattes. And that's with with Jonathan Coaster with Envoy Mortgage. So we look forward to seeing everyone next week, and definitely on the first listing, loans, and lattes. I'm still getting used to the name. Thank you so much, Mike. Once again, I appreciate it. You guys, hashtag travel.